All right, so let's review some of that information that we got earlier. You have your sheet with the library information with you? All right, cool. All right, so let's actually look at some of the information we've seen so far. So you remember earlier we talked about the Pocahontas video, right?
Uh-huh.
Who were the people in the Pocahontas video? Do you remember?
There was the Indian tribes.
Uh-huh.
And there was the British.
That's right, the Indians and the British. And the Indian tribes in the story of Pocahontas were called the Algonquin Indians. That's a hard name to say, isn't it? Algonquin. It's not the kind of name I say every day. Anyway, we looked up in the library how much rain they get where Pocahontas lived every year. How much rain do they get every year?
40.
That's right, 40 inches. That's right, 40 inches every year. Now, we also looked up how much rain we've gotten this year in Central Texas. How much was that?
11.
11 inches. Now, if you remember when we watched the video, Pocahontas did a lot of stuff with water. Can you remember some of the stuff that she did with water?
She went canoeing.
That's right. She went canoeing. That's how she traveled around, was in a canoe.
And she also went fishing.
And she went fishing, so she got food from the water. Did the Indians get food from anywhere else?
They got food from bisons.
All right. They hunted. Did they grow any of their own food?
Uh-huh. They grew corn and crops.
That's right. They grew a lot of their own crops. Now, do you remember the food we tried to grow in our garden this summer?
We tried to grow a watermelon,
Uh-huh.
pumpkins. Some of the pumpkins actually survived.
Yep, some of it survived, but not much. Can you imagine if we had to live off the food that we grew on?
We got peppers too.
That's right. Now, if you remember, the British came and they found the Algonquin Indians. And the Algonquin Indians were a big, powerful tribe, right? They had lots of fighters, and they had friends that they were able to call in. Plus, they had the canoes, and they had lots of food. They were pretty healthy and pretty strong. So the British eventually had to negotiate with them and make peace with them, right?
Uh-huh.
Now, did you know that there used to be Indians that lived here as well?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, they were called the Tonkawa Indians. That's kind of a funny sounding name too.
That's because the Indians had different kind of language than we do.
Very good. That's very good to point out that there was different languages and different culture. Now, those Indians had to live and grow their food here with the kind of rain and the kind of weather we have. How do you think it would have been different for them than it was for the Indians in Pocahontas?
It would be it would be pretty hard because they'd only get 11 inches a year.
That's right. When they're only getting 11 inches of rain every year, one, it's really hard to grow your food. Two, do we have rivers outside where we can jump in our canoe and travel downtown if we want to?
No.
No, we got dirt and rocks, don't we? That's pretty much all we have after this summer with no rain.
And big solid rocks.
Right, big rocks. So if the British had gotten really lost and come here instead of Jamestown and found the Indians here, do you think it would have been the same as when they found the Algonquin Indians?
Uh-huh.
You think it would have been the same? Or do you
No,
think...
it wouldn't, because they would have to sail, but they can't sail here.
Oh, that's right. There's no water, so they couldn't have sailed here. In addition to that, the people who lived here wouldn't have had near as many food, and there wouldn't have been as many people, would there?
Right.
So it would have been very, very different. So the next thing we're going to do, I want all of us to get together and find some pictures or come up with a way to make a poster that shows what the different regions are like.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you very much.